There we go. I thought these two helmets would, I don't know what I expected. I think like probably a higher scoring game, like a Bills-Bengals is just always better for me. I understand it was a defensive game. I understand Coop was doing his thing. I understand the takeaways, Keyshawn Nixon at the end. And I guess that was, I wanted the fourth quarter magic out of the Bears. That's what I was waiting for. I was very like tight-lipped on the old Twitter about, counting my Packers too early because I figured the Chicago would come back. They kind of did. They definitely played better in the second half as they always do. But I don't know. I wasn't like that. I think the second one will be better. I think the second one will be better. That's how I feel. And I wish that the Bears won this one. I think it'd be a better story this morning. This is like what should happen. The Bears are the better team. The Bears are the win now team. So was I like that juiced about this? I don't know. I hate that Caleb threw the. I wish that they. I just wish that they won this game. I do. I think it'd be better for the lore. It was nice to see. I mean, Caleb brought it. There was a little. I think there's a little psychology involved. I think there's a little like they're our big brother, but Caleb doesn't know that. What does Caleb know? This. He went shot for shot. I love seeing the magic. Loves when he does this Mahomes-ish USC throwbacky stuff. Both teams played really high-quality football, which is not what we're used to in this rivalry of late, so that's nice, and it came down to the final play. So I guess it was nice. Wish it was a little more high-scoring. Love this for Christian Watson. Loved having Jaden Reed back. Told you it'd be a big deal. He made huge impact plays that allowed them to get this win. I wanted like a little more something out of the coaches, I guess, in this one. Matt LaFleur, put on a coat. I hope he's wearing that scuba gear. And all I could think is, Matthew Robert LaFleur, I know you're cold. I know it's 0 degrees. Put on a coat. Ben Johnson, you don't have to be a maniac like the rest of your friends in the Put on a coat. Grab a heat warmer or two. How am I supposed to convince my two nephews who live in Appleton, just a mere 20 miles away? How can I ever convince them when I'm babysitting to wear a coat when you, their example, are not wearing a coat, Matthew Robert? Okay, so for the Packers, let me dig into this. They have 4 straight wins. This is like, I'm not going to give them a ton of credit because I expect this out of you. But the offense looks a little bit better because these last 2 weeks, for whatever reason, and probably because there's healthy guys in the field, they're letting him let it rip. Let him do this. Yes, more of this. Fans want more of this. Watson's back healthy. He's on a roll. That's amazing. Jordan was really incredible, okay? Watson has 5 touchdowns in his last 4 games, as I tweeted last night. Josh Jacobs, fine, like this revelation, right? Pure brilliance. Doing what he's supposed to do every game. Close it out on the final drive. Drive in, drive out. They did everything that they wanted to. And I do think it's health. It's the first time that we've had Reed and Watson available together all season, and it's week 14. That's crazy, and it's all happening at the right time for them. They could win the Super Bowl like this. And we all know that. Do they have the best defense in the North? Yes. In the entire NFC? Just saying. The receiver room is sort of built not to have this one, we have Matt Ryan on. I was thinking about it yesterday. He always had Roddy or Julio, the one guy. That guy was Tucker Kraft. They've been able to do this without Tucker Kraft, and they have these other receivers, and it's built to execute off of each other. You need Jaden to do the thing so Watson can do the thing. It works when they're out there, and I give LaFleur a lot of credit for making this thing run and getting to where they are right now without having really those guys together. He's sort of been figuring it out. So, yeah, and you can do that when you have a great defense, and that's what it's all predicated on each other, which freaks me out a little bit, but it's working, and it's working right now. You can go one of 2 ways with this approach. One is let's just not lose the game on offense. We don't need to take a lot of risks to win with this defense, and we kind of saw that, I think, from the Packers earlier this year when they weren't as healthy. And then approach 2 is like, let's take our chances and not be afraid of making mistakes because the defense can bail us out. And I do think that that's the approach we're seeing the last 2 weeks, and the results speak for themselves. Over the last 2 weeks, the Packers have gone from middle of the pack when it comes to throwing the ball downfield to number 1 in the NFL. They're throwing 4 yards deeper downfield per attempt. The amount of 20-plus yard throws has doubled. And that's where I like my Jordan Love, okay? The Packers play like this in the playoffs. Who's beating them? The Rams, maybe? Oh. The Rams are too perfect. It's like annoying to watch. I like the Rams, but you're like too buttoned up. But that's the team that they'll have to. That'll be an interesting little bout if it comes to. And the Packers have moved into second best odds as of this morning. If you care about FanDuel Sportsbook, and you might